Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to my tape collection video. I'm going to be going over all of my cassette tapes, and I've got 7 vintage cases that they're packed in, and one little wood rack over here for my cassette singles. And we're just going to go over all of them. And we're going to start out with the first tape case. And you're going to see that it's all Kiss and Def Leppard, basically. You know, my two favorite groups of all time. So I'm just going to get a picture there of all the cassettes. And we're going to start out with Kiss's Psycho Circus in the clear. I'd love to have Sonic Boom and Monster. Carnival of Souls. MTV Unplugged with the original lineup. Great cassette there. Revenge. Gene Simmons kind of comes back and does a lead on this after kind of sitting in the shadows there for a few years. Hot in the Shade. Awesome album right here. Kind of like a greatest hits. Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. Got a couple of new songs on here. Crazy Nights. Good pop record. Not a hard rock record in my opinion, but I like it. I like pop rock. I don't care what Kiss does. They're great. Asylum. Oh man, I love this album. I've wore it out. Every song on there is good. Animalize. Need to turn them the right way here so you can see them. And that one's in white. And we got some Lick It Up. Awesome album right here. Probably my third favorite Kiss album. Here's my favorite. Creatures of the Night. This is the alternate cover. You know, Ace Frehley wasn't with the band, and he's actually on the front cover. This is the real release right here. But again, this is my favorite Kiss album. This is their Back in Black, in my opinion. And there's not a song on here that's not good, that's not exceptional. Let's put it that way. It's just a classic. Music from the Elder, I'm not a big fan of it. I like some things on it. Unmask, again, not a huge fan of Unmask. It's okay. Ace Frehley solo, awesome. Best of the solo albums. Rip It Out, Speeding Back, Snowblind. I mean, you can go on and on that. Second best solo album, Paul Stanley. This is the one regular release. And then I've got the reissue. It's in the clear. It's not the new remasters from '97. It's just a reissue. Got Double Platinum Volume 1. I don't have Volume 2. Kiss Alive 2 Volume 1. And Kiss Alive 2 Volume 2. And then we have Kiss Alive, which I found this for really cheap. It's the reissue. No, this is the remaster. It says 1997 Kiss catalog. So yeah, this is the remaster. So sweet to have that. I got that for almost next to nothing too. Euphoria from Def Leppard. Slang from Def Leppard. A lot of people didn't like that. It's a different kind of listen. Retroactive. I love Fractured Love. Adrenalize. Kind of just like leftover Hysteria tracks. Still great though. And then of course the classic Hysteria. Love and Affection's my favorite on here. Pyromania. Oh man, it's such a rockin' good album. I remember getting blown away when I put that in. Rock Till You Drop, come on. You know, I'd say it's probably my favorite Leppard album. High and Dry. Again, what a fantastic rock album that is. Underrated. On Through the Night, the debut. Joe sounds different on that. He changed his voice when Mutt Lange came in. Vinnie Vincent's Invasion. He's a great guitar player. You can't deny that. He's just a little weird. But what musician usually isn't? We're going to flip over. And we're going to do ACDC's Power Up, the new album. I haven't even opened this yet. It's a limited edition 2000. Stiff Upper Lip. We've got Ball Breaker. Then we've got ACDC Live. ACDC, The Razor's Edge. ACDC, Blow Up Your Video. Not a big fan of that album. ACDC's Who Made Who. Only one new track on there, so the rest are, you know, Fly on the Wall, the Garbage Can recording. Flick of the Switch. Oh, I love every track on there. Great album. Underrated. For those about to rock, kind of gets looked over because of Back in Black, but Mutt Lange and the guys, man, it's great. ACDC, Back in Black, the classic. How many times have I listened to that? Here's the Record Store Day release of it in the clear. Then we have a Power Age, got them down to some Bon Scott in a clear, so it's a reissue. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. High Voltage. And 74 Jailbreak. In case you didn't know, when I'm talking about clears and the reissues, basically clear tapes came around in like 1984. So if you have a tape that's prior to 1984 and it's in a clear, you know it was released as a reissue after 1984. So pretty simple explanation. Get a Grip, Aerosmith. Pump from Aerosmith. In a clear. Here comes my favorite Aerosmith album, Permanent Vacation. Just flows so well as a complete album. I love this. I need to get the vinyl. Greatest Hits from Aerosmith. Picked that up at a gas station for, I don't know, a good price. Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. Motley Crue's Girls, Girls, Girls. I'd say Dr. Feelgood's my favorite Motley Crue album. Theater Pain. Motley Crue says that's their worst album. I disagree. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. I'm not as huge into Shout at the Devil as most people are. And then the debut album, Motley Crue. It's just okay for me. Vince Neil, Exposed. I love this. Underrated. Just a fantastic album in my opinion. Great hard rock. Vince Neil nailed it. Spine Slash here on Rat's Detonator. Man, I gotta say it's probably my favorite Rat album. Reach for the Sky from Rat. My second favorite Rat album, Dancing Undercover. I have the Rock Candy CD remaster of that. Then we got we have Rats Out of the Cellar, Round and Round, Put 'em on the Map. So anyway, that concludes tape case number 1. So we'll move on to the next one in just a moment. And we'll just go to the next one. And we're going to get into some Bruce Springsteen, Greatest Hits. It is a clear. Tunnel of Love from Bruce Springsteen. And we've got the Live 75 to 85. This is Volume 1, I guess. I've got the box set for it. Volume 2. And Volume 3 of that. My favorite Bruce Springsteen album, and one of the greatest albums ever made, I think. Born in the USA. The cover's kind of, you know, oxidated on, but it plays great. Born to Run, I got this for $1 at a flea market. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it for too much. The Police, Every Breath You Take, the singles. And that's in a black cassette. I don't like black cassettes. They'll outlaw those. They just don't look good. One of my favorite albums of all time right here, The Police, Synchronicity. I bought that in 1983, by the way. Sting, Fields of Gold, the best of. It's a BMG, you can see the label there. Then we've got Rock of Life, Rick Springfield. Big Rick Springfield fan. Especially Living in Oz. We'll get to that in a minute. Teo. The movie soundtrack. This is getting a Blu-ray release, the movie is. But here's the cassette soundtrack. The second album, or second cassette I ever bought. Rick Springfield's Living in Oz. Just awesome. Really played that a lot growing up. Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet. Working Class Dog. Jesse's Girl's on there. Hall & Oates, Oh Yeah. Big Bamboo. I guess if I had to pick one Hall & Oates album that's my favorite, it's this one. I bought it when it came out too. As far as compilations go, this is one of the best. Hall & Oates, Rock and Soul Part 1. Really played that a lot. Private Eyes, Hall & Oates. I'm going to get into some Bryan Adams. 18 Till I Die, produced by Mutt Lange. Waking Up the Neighbors. It's kind of clear, covered up there. I don't like it when they put those like the overlap. I like the standard. Into the Fire. Another one of my favorite albums of all time, Reckless. I have the CD special edition that he came out with. It's great. Cuts Like a Knife. Awesome album right here too. Foreigner, The Very Best and Beyond. Foreigner, and again, the inside information. Kind of sparse on my Foreigner collection. I should have a lot more of them, but I don't. Agent Provocateur, I bought this when it came out. Then we've got Double Vision. It's kind of rough, but plays good. And Eddie Money, Greatest Hits, The Sound of Money. One of those overlap deals. Alright, let's flip and continue on. Got some Van Halen. In Balance. For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. I like Hagar and Roth both. I prefer Roth, of course. OU812. 5150 coming up here. That's Eddie Van Halen's studio name. That's where he gets that from. 1984. I bought this when it came out. Love it. Can't Beat Jump. Diver Down. Women and Children First. Van Halen 2. Cover's kind of rough, but the tape's perfect. Then we have one of the greatest debut albums of all time, Van Halen. I love this record. It's awesome. LA Guns. Kind of like a Motley Crue group. ZZ Top Greatest Hits. Very underrated ZZ Top cassette here. Antenna. And we got Recycler. Coming up with Afterburner. Probably the third cassette I ever bought. Eliminator. Amazing. One of my favorite of all time. Okay, we got El Loco. Clear. Means it's been a reissue. I got some Poison. Flesh and Blood. Open Up and Say Ah, the original cover too on it. Not sure if that's hard to find or not. Look What the Cat Dragged In. Awesome debut album. Quite Right, Mental Health. That may have been the 4th or 5th tape I ever bought. This is not the original that I bought, though. This was a reissue that I got later. I don't know what happened to my original. Then we have Bon Jovi, Crossroads, his greatest hits album. New Jersey. Slippery When Wet coming up. I bought this the day it came out. Awesome album. This is not the one I bought. This is a reissue, but I don't know what happened to my original. 7800 Degrees Fahrenheit. Bon Jovi, the debut album. Then we have John Bon Jovi, the Young Guns 2 soundtrack. Now we're going to get into some John Mellencamp. Lonesome Jubilee. Scarecrow's coming up here. I love this album. It flows really well from start to finish. That is my original copy that I bought. Then we have probably my favorite John Cougar Mellencamp. It's awesome. American Fool. I bought this later on as a reissue. You can see it's a clear. So that completes the second tape case. Okay, I'm going to continue on with my tape collecting video. And we got our next tape case, number 3. And we're just going to start out here with Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. Bob Seger, 9 Tonight. This is like a live show, studio mix. It's really awesome. Great show. My sister loved this tape back in the day. We had the vinyl of it. Slaughter, The Wildlife. And we have Slaughter, Stick It To You. And then we got some Winger. In the Heart of the Young. And self-titled, Winger. And we have Trickster here. Then we have the self-titled Trickster. Not the best album art on this one. Helix, Long Way to Heaven. I wish I could have got their the song, the one that has Give Me Good Lovin' on it, but I couldn't find it. Danger, Danger. Naughty Naughty's on there. Huey Lewis in the News, Time Flies, Greatest Hits album. Huey Lewis in the News, Small World. Huey Lewis in the News 4. And here comes one of my favorite albums, Huey Lewis in the News Sports. This was among the first tapes I bought too. It's in the top 10 for sure. Don't remember which number it was, but I for sure bought it early on. Huey Lewis in the News, Picture This. And then we have the self-titled Huey Lewis in the News. Now we've got one of the greatest hard rock albums of all time. Dawkins, Back for the Attack. Just love this thing. Front to back, this thing's awesome. I want to get the vinyl of it. And we have Dawkins, Lock and Key. Twisted Sister, Love Is for Suckers. Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry. We'll go on to 38 Special. Tour de Force. Wild-Eyed Southern Boys. Special Forces. Rockin' Into the Night. 38 special. And a clear. Special Delivery. Really liked getting a hold of this release. Great blues record, right, by the way. The Cars, Heartbeat City. Again, I love this artwork. Just think it's awesome. Europe, Out of This World. I used to have the Final Countdown, and I made a mistake and traded it. Hopefully I'll get it back one day. White Snake. Firehouse, Hold Your Fire. And get that in there. Brittany Fox. Self-titled. Alright, so let's just flip this one over. And I'm more like some rock pop here. Going to go with Billy Joel, Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. Billy Joel, The Bridge. And we got my favorite Billy Joel album of all time, An Innocent Man. And this is another one of those that I bought early on in my early collecting days. It's one of my top 10 that I bought. Billy Joel, Glass Houses. I bought this later on. It's in a clear. It's a reissue. Phil Collins, Hits. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. I think it's the BMG Music Club release. Phil Collins, Face Value. Another RCA release. Music Club. Genesis. Invisible Touch. The Eagles, Hotel California. Classic. Eagles Greatest Hits, 71 to 75. And we're going to go with Arcadia, which is basically Duran Duran. Simon Le Bon headed that group. Then we have Notorious. We have Duran Duran's Arena. And we have Duran Duran and Seven and the Ragged Tiger. I really want to get Rio. I haven't been able to find it. Robert Palmer, Addictions, Volume 1. I don't even know if there is a Volume 2 of this. Who knows? Robert Palmer, Heavy Nova. Robert Palmer's Riptide. Cinderella, Heartbreak Station. Didn't realize I had so many tapes with side covers. Cinderella Night Songs. I love this album. Great album. Tears for Fears. Songs from the Big Chair. Chicago. Greatest Hits. 82 to 89. Chicago 19. Blue tape case. That's how cassettes should answer vinyl's color splatters. They could make these things different colors. They could make them neon. They could make them whatever they want. They could make them splatter. That's how you do it. You don't color the whole cassette. You just do the clear and do the inside. And we have Chicago 18. Chicago 17, my favorite Chicago album. My sister used to have the vinyl of this. We listened to it all the time. Chicago 16. And then we have Peter Cetera, Solitude, Solitaire. We've got Boston's Third Stage. Boston's Don't Look Back. It's the self-titled classic, 17 million selling Boston self-titled album. Awesome. Every song on it's good, front to back. I got the vinyl. And then we have Kicks, Blow My Fuse. So that concludes that tape case, and so we'll move on to the next one here in just a moment, so I'll be back for that. Alright, we're going to continue on my tape case collection video, and we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, tape case number 4. I'm just going to start digging right into it. We got some R&B, some pop. I have more rock, obviously, but got some good R&B too. So we're going to start out with Prince. And I've got quite a bit of Prince, and you know, I've had to slowly build this up as I lost all my original ones. So I did pretty good getting them back. 1-800-NEW-FUNK in a clear. We have Come. And we have Diamonds and Pearls. Graffiti Bridge. That's a clear as well. This one has a spine slash on it. Wish it didn't, but it does. My original one didn't, so part of me getting them back. And this one has a spine hole in it. Love Sexy. See the hole there. Sign of the Times. Yeah, sideways. Parade, Under the Cherry Moon. Around the World in a Day. I bought this the day it came out, of course, as I do most Prince releases. Purple Rain. $19.99. The vinyl was the first album I ever owned. First one I ever bought on my own money. $19.99. Here we have Controversy. Then we have Dirty Mind. This is the reissue that came out in like 2016. So you won't see any Dolby on that. For You, the debut album from Prince. Got a little bit of oxidation there. 94 East, Minneapolis Genius. Picked that up from a gas station back in the day. Morse Day, Daydreaming. I bought that back in the day. Morse Day and the Time. It's a club release. I was part of the clubs, several music clubs back in the 80s. Pandemonium. The Time. Ice Cream Castle. The Time. Goes right along with Purple Rain, Glamorous Live, Apollonia 6. Now we got The Time. It's time to get into some Paula Abdul. And wrap around there. Spellbound. This was my wife's cassette when we got married, and I kind of loaned it. Paula Abdul, Shut Up and Dance. And Paula Abdul, Forever Your Girl. Listened to this so many times. Now, Janet Jackson, Design of a Decade. Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. This is a club release, unfortunately. It's a black cassette, I'm pretty sure. Or is it? No, a clear. I had a black one and I got rid of it and got the clear. Janet Jackson Control. The clear. Listen to that so many times. The Two Midnight Stars. I danced to these. Break dance. Great dance albums. Midnight Star, Planetary Invasion. Midnight Star, No Parking on the Dance Floor. Okay, now we're going to flip. I'm going to get into some Madonna. We have music. I'm really only a fan of Madonna's in the 80s and early 90s. After that, not so much. I have these, though. Madonna Erotica. Madonna Bedtime Stories. Madonna The Immaculate Collection. Madonna Like a Prayer. Madonna You Can Dance. I have the vinyl of this too, and I love this whole album. It's great. One of the best remix albums I've ever had. Contains 4 mixes that are only available on cassette. It's one of the reasons I bought that back in the day. Madonna, Who's That Girl? I love that movie. I think it's a great, great movie. Madonna's perfect in it. True Blue, probably my favorite Madonna album right here. I have the 180 gram vinyl and it sounds great. Like a Virgin, probably my second or third favorite. Probably third. I actually like the debut more. Just a lot of great dance songs on here. This is a RCA release, unfortunately. But it is my copy that I had back in the day. Alright, now we're going to get into some Michael Jackson. Blood on the Dance Floor. Got that hype sticker there. We've got Michael Jackson, Past, Present, and Future History. This is volume 1. Book 1 it says. This is tape 2 of the same thing, the history. Then we have Michael Jackson's Dangerous. Love that album. Michael Jackson's Bad. I bought that from my local tape store back in the day it came out. Thriller, the first cassette that I ever bought. Went to West Town Mall and picked this up, and this is the one. My sister drove me up there. I didn't even have a license, and I had to have it. That was my first ever cassette, and we wore that out in the car. Off the Wall, Michael Jackson. I picked this up at a gas station, after I'd gotten Thriller. Faith by George Michael. Great album by George. Got lots of great dance songs on it. Wham! Make It Big. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go was such a hit. Careless Whisper. Wham! Fantastic. I just bought this because I had the other one. It was $1. Now we'll get into my Mariah Carey. We have Rainbow. Beautiful cover. I just love the rainbow cover. Then we have Butterfly. Daydream. Has Fantasy on it. I wore that out in the car because I had speakers and it bumped. Mariah Carey, Merry Christmas. That's got a crease across the spine, unfortunately. I only paid $4 for it. It's hard to get back in here. Okay. Music box. MTV Unplugged. Whoops. This supposedly proved Mariah Carey could sing live. All of Mariah's albums have these flip cases. Mariah Carey Emotions. Awesome. Awesome album. Mariah's awesome debut here. Mariah Carey self-titled. Then we have Cyndi Lauper. True Colors. Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. This is not my original. I had to rebuy this in a clear, actually. I'd never seen it in a clear. I'd always saw the regular colored, the white ones. So great to get that. So that concludes that tape case. So we'll proceed forth to the next tape case in just a moment. All right, we're going to continue on with the tape case collection. This is tape case number 5. I think it's mostly pop and rock, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we'll get on into it here in just a moment. Show just a shot of this. And we've got starting out with some Culture Club, From Luxury to Heartache. Waking Up with the House on Fire. Color by Numbers. Awesome album here. Got this on vinyl. I mean, that just sent their career skyrocketing. Kissing to Be Clever. Color by Numbers is also one of those early cassettes I bought back in 83, 82, 83, 84, when I was into cassettes, getting into them. We have Billy Ocean, Greatest Hits. Love Zone. This was hugely popular. This and Suddenly. Both of these two albums right here. I did buy both of these back in the 80s. Pointer Sisters, Greatest Hits. Pointer Sisters Breakout. Really love that album. Back in 83, that's another one of those that I bought. Debbie Gibson, Out of the Blue. Clear. Now we're going to get into Whitney Houston. Whitney. Such an amazing singer. What a voice she had. It's a shame the way she died. We have Whitney Houston. Tina Turner, Break Every Rule. Tina Turner, Private Dancer. Now this is one that I bought, you know, back in the slew of 83, 84 tapes. But this is not the one I bought. I had to rebuy this because mine went bad. And when I got to looking, I found a clear. So I'd never actually seen a Private Dancer in the clear. So that was great to get. Jody Watley, Larger Than Life. These are hard to get out. Jody Watley, the debut album, and I have this on vinyl, and I wore this out. The whole album's great. Brandy, one of these early 90s cassettes. Love that one. We wore out the 2 or 3 songs on there. Daz Band, Greatest Hits. Got that at a gas station for a couple of bucks. Bee Gees, Greatest. Got that at the gas station too. Bought a lot of cassettes at gas stations back in the early 90s. This one too, Keith Sweat. Matter of fact, it's probably where I bought almost all my early 90s when it was from gas stations. Heart, Bad Animals. Of course, the 80s ones I bought from record stores. And from Walmart, Kmart, whatever. Heart. Played that all the time. Sheena Easton, The Lover in Me. Sheena Easton, A Private Heaven. This one means a lot to me. It's got Sugar Walls by Prince, Strut. My sister had this on vinyl. We listened to it a lot. Taylor Dayne, Soul Dancing. She's got a very underrated voice. Can't Fight Fate, Taylor Dayne. And her most popular album is Tell It to My Heart. Then we got Pebbles, Always. Here's Pebbles' debut, and I wore this one out. Great dance songs. I think this is a Jimmy Jam and Cherry Lewis produced artist. But I love Pebbles. Girlfriend, Mercedes Boy. Great album. Then we have Britney Spears, Baby One More Time. Lucky to get this one. It's worth a little bit, maybe 10 bucks. But, you know, played the whole album over and over again. Love Britney. Alright, let's flip it out. Get into some soundtracks on this side and some rap. And some more R&B. So, Top Gun, movie soundtrack. To an awesome movie. Same thing for Rocky IV. What a soundtrack, what a movie. Footloose. Great soundtrack. These are just classics. Flashdance. I don't know if that was released in the clear or not. Staying Alive. John Travolta. Directed by Stallone. I like it. Dirty Dancing. You know, everybody got sick of Dirty Dancing because it was really, just seems like they were putting this in your face. And I've had the time of my life they wore out on the radio. Beverly Hills Cop 2. I'd like to have Beverly Hills Cop 3 soundtrack. I'd have all three of them. The original Beverly Hills Cop. New Attitude on there. The Big Chill motion picture soundtrack on Motown Records. More songs from The Big Chill from Motown. Classic Ghostbusters. Ray Parker Jr. He got sued over that song. I think Huey Lewis sued him over that. They ripped off I Want a New Drug, I think. Miami Vice. Great television show back in the day. Disorderlies motion picture soundtrack. Got the Fat Boys on there. A lot of different artists. Breaking. Did I play this about, it's a wonder if this tape even plays. I played this all the time. Oh, that was such a great movie. I loved Breaking back in the day. I actually learned. Got Beat Street. Grandmaster Millie Mel with the title track. And here's a tape that I actually learned how to break dance a little bit with. It had an instructional pad and some different things. Awesome. Neon Nights. Me and my sister played this all the time. Let It Whip, Super Freak, Call Me, Controversy. We played all those in the car. Wore it out. This whole cassette's great though. Disco Mania. Picked this up from the gas station. A lot of great disco songs on it. UTFO. Another rap group. Houdini, 5 Minutes of Funk. The name of the album is Escape. But 5 Minutes of Funk I wore out. Now the classic Run DMCs. We got Tougher Than Leather on Profile Records. In the clear. We got their biggest selling album, Raising Hell. It's got Walk This Way on it. Whole album's good though. There's nothing to me though like the first two records. Just the rawness of them. The King of Rock. I remember getting this first Run DMC, the self-titled. I can't tell you how many times I played this. I just fell in love with rap music. I mean, every song on here is good. Still listen to it a lot today. Sheila E. Sex Symbol with the Spine Slash. Romance 1600 on Paisley Park Records. In the clear. Glamorous Life. And then we have Apollonia. And then we have Apollonia 6. Really good to have that. It goes along with my Purple Rain really well. And then we have Beastie Boys License to Ill. And I'd say this thing goes for probably $10 too. This is one of those tapes that are still in high demand, you know. You got to fight for your right to party. Alright, that concludes that tape case, so we'll keep trudging forth. We got 2 more tape cases to go. So, we'll be back with that in a moment. Okay, we're up to tape case number 6, and this is a 30. So, I have 5 60s and 2 30s. And let's see here if I can get this open. This is just a mixture of the pop, rock, R&B, kind of just, you know, miscellaneous stuff. But we'll go over it. Lionel Richie's Dancing on the Ceiling. That's a club release, you can tell. I don't like club releases. Can't Slow Down. I'd like to find them in their regular release. Lionel Richie. Richard Marx Greatest Hits coming up. Then we have the self-titled Richard Marx. I bought this when it came out. I really enjoy this album front to back. This is his best. I mean, no doubt about it. Steve Winwood, Roll With It. Back in the High Life's coming up. I would listen to that quite a bit, front to back. Great, great album. Anita Baker, Rapture. Blondie, the best of Blondie. Of course, who doesn't like Call Me? Lita Ford, Greatest Hits. You know, Kiss Me Deadly. Who wouldn't want to listen to that? Bangles, Different Light. Manic Monday. On here, Walk Like an Egyptian. Olivia's Greatest Hits. And this is, I don't know what's on Volume 1, but this one's awesome. Physical on there. Samantha Fox's Greatest Hits. Of course, Touch Me's on there and several others. Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits. Not big on Fleetwood Mac. Just don't know why, I just don't. Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes. I used to didn't like Tom Petty, but I've grown into some of his songs. Night Ranger's Greatest Hits. Pretty nice tape there. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. You know, Money for Nothing. I don't remember how many times I played that song. Peter Gabriel, So. Sledgehammer on here. Played that a zillion times. The Bullet Boys. Another hard rock group. Obscure hard rock group. Damn Yankees. Ted Nugent fronting them. Got a little hole there in the tape, in the case. Journey's Greatest Hits. And we have Journey's Frontiers. I got all these for like cheap, these Journey tapes. Probably 50 cents each. Evolution, or no, Departure. Evolution's is coming up. There's Evolution. Then we have R. Kelly's 12 Play. Great album front to back. I mean, bought that in the early 90s. Milli Vanilli. The Lip Syncers. Expose. Their music sounds kind of dated to me today. Skyway. Great funk album right here. Something Prince would put in his cassette player, I do believe. REO Speedwagon, The Wheels Are Turning. Of course, Can't Fight This Feeling. Wore it out. Belinda Carlisle, Heaven on Earth. Great, great album for her. Alright, that concludes that one. And now we're going to do the 7th tape case. And this was my original from the 80s, and I broke the handle off of it, unfortunately. But again, this is just a mismatch too. I got some Elvis in here, R&B, pop. I mean, you name it, it's in here. It's got some 70s hits tunes. But Elvis number ones. And, you know, I didn't pay hardly anything for these. Probably $1 or less. White Christmas. And they were brand new. That's why I got these Elvis ones. Essential 70s Masters. I don't have... There's 5 of them, and I only got 4 of them. I couldn't turn them down, though, for 50 cents a piece. You know. Got me... I mean, Elvis is the king, right? And he was best in the 50s and 70s. I mean, that's just... The 60s weren't so great. That's why it took the 68 comeback to get him going again. Now we're going to go into the 50s Masters. Love the 50s. his raw voice. It just sounds so good. He just had the it factor. The Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer. I mean, this is one of those 50 Cent albums. Doobies are okay. I like Michael McDonald. I mean, you know. MC Hammer, Let's Get It Started. That was probably a gas station buy. MC Hammer, Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em. Another gas station buy. Shaka Khan, CK. It's in a clear. Shaka Khan, Destiny. Kool and the Gang, Ladies Night. I need to get some more Kool and the Gang. I love their stuff. Great R&B artists. Kenny G's Greatest Hits. I like Kenny G. It's relaxing. Sometimes I just get in the mood for it. Rod Stewart, Camouflage. Got the great song Infatuation on there. Loverboy, Loving Every Minute of It. We got a Spine Slash here with White Line, Big Game, and the cover's kind of creased up too. Again, 50 Cent release. Air Supply, Club Release, Greatest Hits. Again, 50 cents. This may be the 50 cent case. Gloria Estefan, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, a 50 cent deal. And then we have Gloria's Greatest Hits. I got to get Primitive Love. I think I had that at one time and traded it. Let It Loose. Rick Astley. Whenever You Need Somebody. Never Gonna Give You Up on It. My buddy had this and he would not trade it to me. So, but I found it the other day for 50 cents. Then we've got Sounds of the 70s from Time Life. This is the 79. 79 take 2. These are all clear. Got some pretty good tracks on there. 78. I got those 50 cents a piece, and they were brand new cases, and I wanted the cases, and I used them on other releases that needed them a little more than that, than the 70s ones did. 77 and 77 take 2. So that concludes all my tape cases, and you know, all that's left is my wood case over here, and we'll just go ahead and show it. I'm not going to pull all these out, but these are primarily cassette singles. Except for maybe just a couple of overflow items that I had. Anyway, so now we are done with the tape case collection. So, you know, I'm just, as far as my tape collecting today, I'm very picky about what I buy. I'm still looking for some Kiss, ACDC stuff. You know, I've got some extras up here. I'm not going to go over those. I need to get rid of them and put them on eBay. That's what I plan on doing. So, I don't know, I got about 20 up there I need to get rid of. But, so anyway, until my next vid, I'll be back.